Hello, sunshine. Happy Thanksgiving, first of all. Very weird. I never got your video um, until today, but on my other computer. For some reason, my main computer still doesn't show your video has posted. And so in my head, I was like, oh, but I don't know what happened, but so it worked out because you said Happy Thanksgiving in your video, and I actually just watched it today. So I feel like you made it for me today. So that was awesome. I do like that you thought that I wouldn't know what forlorn meant, and then you threw in disappointed in case I was like, I don't know what forlorn. Oh, disappointed. I know what that word meant. First of all, you may notice I got new glasses. Um, yay for eye insurance. I can't. I don't know exactly how. Hey, there's Dean. Special guest star, Dean. Anyway, back to my glasses. I don't know exactly how I feel about them yet. Every other pair of glasses I've ever had, I put them on and I'm just like, these are the one. But I don't know. These ones were just the best ones that they had there, and I can't really tell how I feel about them. So what do you think? Tell me. And all those people that are sneaking in and watching, you feel free to join our watch our videos and subscribe, and also let me know what you think of my new glasses. Real quick about Harry Potter 7. It makes a lot more sense that you like it because you're such a big fan of the books, and as I stated in the beginning, I'm a casual fan, so that was my excuse. And since Lord of the Rings is your number one favorite saga, makes sense why you like this one so much, because they're the same movie. And really, Lord of the Rings, I mean, the action scenes are hands down, like the best ever. But that whole bit with Kevin Smith talking about Lord of the Rings, where he just talks about how 1, 2, and 3. He does it in one of the nights with Kevin Smith's, and then he also put it in Clerks 2. I agree with him. That wasn't like a gay hand motion. That was like preach it, brother. I'm in the South now, so lots of black people. So anyway. I want to talk to you about For the Win, FTW. We decided to expand it and actually call it For the Win because we have a later one that we want to call FTHS, Fairy Tale High School, so we don't want to confuse people. So we're just going to call this one For the Win. And it's so far is really popular with the people here. So I think that's the first one that we're going to do. We just have to find a comic book shop. We have a couple of options that we're going to go pretty soon and talk to. And hopefully we can film this. Hopefully, maybe even in December, and get it out, in January, which would be my goal, because it's only 6 episodes long. And if you probably saw the titles on Facebook, so they're, obviously they're kind of funny. But I'd love to. This is gonna make you even more wish you were here, because I wrote a best friend character, and it's 100% like written for you. It's not like you at all. But I wrote it with like thinking, I wish he could be here, because his name is in fact Christmas, which I'm sure you have figured out by now. That, and I think I've even told you a bunch of times, that your name sounds like Christmas but with a lisp, like Merry Christmas, Christmas, Merry Christmas. That's what I meant to say. Merry Christmas. So. My character, I play the main character. His name's Elephant. Best friend's name is Christmas. Plus, we have a couple of nerdy friends called Buffalo, Angelus, and Wolfman. Which is kind of funny because, obviously we are in the nerdy category. But none of us have nerdy nicknames or anything like that, so I don't really know why I decided that to be part of it. But that's how it works. So it's a whole story about. It kind of focuses a lot on the Green Lantern ring, and he thinks that maybe it has some power, not like Green Lantern powers, but like he like has a conversation with a girl for the first time ever when he's wearing it. So he thinks maybe it gives him something, and then said girl's boyfriend makes fun of him, but then he like hopes for justice, and then he comes back and apologizes. So there's kind of like, ooh, is it real? And then there's a second magical item that may get introduced, and it's a 20 sided die, and it seems to think that real life is a role playing game, which I mean that could be its whole series in and of itself. But I decided to just kind of encapsulate all a bunch of nerdy stuff and put it into one. So yeah, it's about a guy who works at a comic book store and he meets a girl, and played by Kelsey. So hopefully they're going to be like, oh, they have great chemistry. Hopefully we won't get a lot of haters. that are like, they look stupid together. Oh, they're so unbelievable. They look like they can't stand each other, because that'd be a little weird. So that would make me feel a little bit bad about doing that. But yeah, so the whole story is basically he meets her. She's buying something for her boyfriend. Boyfriend's a real jerk. And the whole episode of the Walking Bullies episode has a real cool shout out to zombies. It's kind of a zombie episode without it being zombies. And so the boyfriend's a real big bully. And so that's kind of the fun we have with that. So, and then, at the end, hey, who knows? Maybe he gets the girl, maybe he doesn't. Although, I mean, I guess the title's for the win, so it would make you think that he gets the girl, but don't be fooled, because there's season 2, and who knows what happens in between season 1 and season 2. So that's kind of that's the plan. I really wanted something that I could bring to a Comic Con, not necessarily San Diego Comic Con just quite yet, but something that we could start going to smaller comic book conventions, because the smaller ones are really more focused on comic books. So I really wanted to do something like that. I talked way too long about this. So hopefully you didn't get bored. Hopefully you're really excited about it and are sad that you can't be Christmas in this, because that's who you would be. What else is new? I haven't really talked about Florida too much, because I haven't really done much. I've kind of been in the apartment a lot because Kelsey's been working, and I've just been kind of chilling at home doing some stuff. But I will say, Florida's really cool. In general, the South is just really cool. There's some really nice people here. Cajun spices, oh man, I have been missing out in my life. Cajun spices are like one of my favorite things in the world now. I put it on everything. It's so good. So I don't know if you've ever had Cajun fries, or there's a pizza place here that puts Cajun spices on their crust, or whatever. But if you haven't, you should try. Get some Cajun spices. They're delicious. Or if they don't have them out there, I'll pick one out and send it to you. Yeah, and the people here are real nice. The winters here are awesome. It's 80 degrees. With just the right amount of humidity that it feels comfortable outside. I know the summers are gonna suck really, really, really bad, but at least for now, like I'm reading people's Facebook comments from Vegas, and they're talking about how cold it is and stuff, and I'm just like, man, this is awesome out here. But everyone's so nice, like. The whole Southern hospitality, like it's real. People here are just really cool, and especially Lakeland. It's kind of a big place, but it has a very small town feel, because the whole town's kind of like pods. Like there'll be a section of stores and communities and stuff, and then you have to like drive like a long stretch of road, like a mile, to get to another whatever. So like it kind of feels like a small community, but. It's, I don't know, it's not as big as Henderson, but, way bigger than Boulder City. So, I mean, that's kind of, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm really, really enjoying it here. I'm really looking forward to once we can actually start filming stuff, start meeting more people, start getting more, kind of visit more places and stuff like that. Obviously, like if we do Grind, it'll be in a coffee shop, which we'll have to get. This one's in a comic book store, which we'll have to get. FTHS, we want to find a high school to team with. So we've all been kind of feeling like, man, we're dragging behind. But then we had to remind ourselves, like we haven't even been here for a month yet. So the fact that we've already had 3 meetings, I've already written 2 shows. We're doing all right. It takes some time to kind of get rolling. So that's cool. Anyway, that's kind of it for me. I had 2 Thanksgiving dinners, and unfortunately, I got a gas bubble, which I had a really bad stomach ache, and I couldn't figure out why. And then I had a really big burp, and then it felt awesome, and then slowly the pressure built up again. So I feel terrible right now. My stomach is all in knots, and it sucks. But the food was really good. And hopefully, once this gets out of me, I'll feel better and I can eat more. So, hope you had an awesome Thanksgiving. And hopefully, the video works out to where I can see you on Monday. Until then, say hi to the wife and kids for me. See you, sunshine.